Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Running with Rabbits. This is episode 7. I'm Sean.
And I'm Devin. Yes, we did get it right. It was 7 this time.
Yeah, it was.
It's almost like we looked beforehand.
That it is. Today's kind of just a wing it. We have a few little topics we'd like to talk about.
We're both tired.
Yes.
I'm extremely tired.
This has been a very long week for the both of us. Devin was barely functioning earlier, so we had to make a trip to the store so he could get a Red Bull.
I got a really big Red Bull.
Yeah. Got a good old 20-ouncer.
Yep. It gives you wings. I'm not flying right now.
I was going to say, yeah,
you're
not flying anywhere.
Mm-mm.
That brought you from like belly crawl to maybe forward drive arms and legs crawl.
Maybe.
I don't even think you're there yet.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I could still fall asleep right now.
You got to stay out that Jameson, man.
I mean, hey, look, I love that Jameson.
Glad you do. That is absolute trash.
Yeah, I wouldn't say trash.
I have a brother that disagrees. He loves Jameson, but I cannot stand it.
We also found out that our mics have magnets.
Yes, we did.
We were bunching them up like idiots, and then Sean put it on the refrigerator, and
accidentally, I just went to lay it down, and the magnet stuck. I was like, "What the crap?"
We fooled around for like 10 minutes, just like, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah. Well, like we tell y'all each and every time, we're slowly getting better at this. We're doing more.
Will we ever get proficient with it?
Probably not.
Gotta stay tuned. Who knows?
Because somebody did start a live about 10 minutes ago. I'm like, hey, dude, we don't have mics.
I mean, it would have, the shotgun mic would have picked up.
But still.
It wouldn't have sounded as good, but it would have picked up. And we would have realized after the fact, like, damn, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, the audio on this is absolutely crap.
And that was one of the whole reasons I had to go and get the bag from down there.
Yeah. I went and got the bag.
You did go and get the bag. That, and I didn't have the screw-in mount for the tripod.
Oh. Yeah. we're struggling today.
We're running on steam at this point.
Kind of a rushed episode. With tomorrow being Mother's Day, we'd like to give a very big shout out to all the mothers out there and everything they do for their families and their loved ones.
I might post the Mr. T video.
Mr. T video.
I'll send it to you. It's great. I post it every Mother's Day. I'll post it to the Running with the Rabbits page.
Oh goodness. But we're gonna be busy with our families and everything, and we're shooting a day early because we probably won't have the time to get it done tomorrow.
Probably not. And
we want to keep a video. We want to stay in our rhythm of everything and keep you guys up, because we know some of y'all do actually look forward to our videos every other week. We're trying to change our schedule right now to be able to upload more videos and do more things.
We've got kind of a rough schedule I'm kind of working with is, of course, this being Saturday, not Sunday, but normally Sundays we'll have, or every other Sunday, we're going to have it live. And then the next Sunday, it'll actually be posted to the Facebook, YouTube, all that jazz.
We do have a TikTok. There's nothing on it yet. We're still working and trying to learn how to cut the clips up and everything. Anybody has any knowledge with that and wants to reach out and give us a hand, we would greatly appreciate it. Teach us a little something.
Mm-hmm.
This is a group effort. We'd like to hear back from y'all. As much as y'all would love to hear us talk, we'd like to hear what y'all want us to talk about. We're wanting to grow and expand and do the best we can to bring better content and better laughs to y'all.
Yes. I had a thought, but I lost it.
Go figure.
And like I said, I'm not at 100%.
You're running on fumes here.
It's a struggle bus right now.
But again,
oh, never mind. That's on my end. You're the one that put me with the computer. I like to push buttons and
it's shit. Your stuff. I figured you did that.
Like,
you did that like 2 episodes ago too.
I did it last episode.
I couldn't remember which one it was. I think it was either the last one or the one before. But
I be pushing buttons. I'm like, ooh, what does that do?
That you do. You do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mostly with people.
Do what?
Mostly with people.
Yes, you definitely push everybody's buttons. And then you get upset when someone almost pokes your eye out with your own necklace.
That hurt. Why would you do that? That was uncalled for.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
It hurt. That shit hurted. That was assault.
But we're working on trying to get some shorts put out there on like TikTok and shorter Facebook Reels, because we know most people don't get on Facebook Reels to watch hour-long videos. And to those that do get on there and watch our full episodes on Facebook, we greatly appreciate you and love everything y'all do for us.
But will I watch 3 hours of 2-second clips?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, I will.
But if I'm sitting there watching a video and it's like...
If it's 45 minutes, I'll be damned.
Yeah,
That's entirely too long. I got better things to do. Bullshit you do. Shut up.
I'm still going to be on Facebook Reels for the next 2 hours, but I'm not watching that one video.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm doing some like research or something, or a video is just very interesting to me, yeah, I will. But besides that, I'm not.
I normally have it playing in the background. Sometimes.
But no, we do have some other episodes that we're trying to get planned together. Show some different things. We've discussed doing a semi-cooking video for y'all. We're going to be on the back patio.
I can't say that. I can't say that.
I don't even know.
I had a joke and I can't say that.
Do not. I just don't. But think about just firing up the smoker, maybe run like a TikTok live or something instead of
Rhymes with Beth.
Yeah, that's kind of where that's where I figured you were going. That's what. No,
we're not.
We're not.
It crossed my mind.
But looking at maybe smoking a brisket, a Boston butt, some chicken, and when we get all that laid out, if the weather ever gives up on us, you'll have to swing over there, or we'll either do it on Facebook Live, one or the other, and we'll have a good time. We'll just hang out.
Oh, yeah.
We've discussed doing some shooting videos for y'all. Don't know all the guidelines to everything, so we're going to try our best to stay within guidelines of every community, because we know certain
platforms are funny with it.
Yeah, very picky.
Yeah, we can't show loading for whatever reason.
Yeah.
On, I think, YouTube.
Yes, I think you can't show loading on YouTube. You can't even show actual gun on TikTok.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know you can't show any form of a firearm. Like, I've seen videos of guys like just holding up a singular bullet and then they get in trouble for that.
That is wild.
Yeah. So that might be a Facebook thing, or we might stick with Twitch and then upload clips or whatever to back to Facebook, or of course the whole video will be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still in the works of that.
We'll figure out some of the community
yeah.
guidelines. I'm not going to read the entire thing.
We'll read the necessities and run from there.
I'll Google it.
There you go.
I'll Google it like I do most things. GTS, Google that shit.
That's right. But as of this week, I had a topic I would like to talk about. I was supposed to do some research on it. Did not, because the week's been that crazy.
I didn't do any research either.
But I do know it is...
I know enough about it.
I know it is 98% factual.
So the other 2% is just you bullshitting?
No, the information. The only reason I'm saying that is because I don't know the actual legality.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a word.
That's a word.
I think that's a word.
That's a word.
Look at me being smart.
There you go.
You
broke out your thesaurus the other day, didn't you?
I did. I was just in the living room reading one day, just reading the thesaurus. Just trying to find words that make me sound smart. Because we all know I'm not.
I used to have my pocket thesaurus. I don't know what happened to it.
I can see you after like seeing your mom upload pictures of you and stuff as a kid. You look like the kid that walks around with a thesaurus.
I would like, I know that was like 2 years ago.
Oh,
That was like 2 years ago.
Oh, that
What
was
are
the
you talking
autism peak.
Yes.
That was when your autism finally like hit max capacity.
about? It's like, I need new words.
Someone says something in a heated argument. You're like, 1 second, please. Just flipping through your thesaurus trying to find a word.
I am great at insulting people.
That you are. You are good at that.
I am really good.
They
at
are
that.
hilarious. But anyway, so the topic for today, Ford has come out with this new camera system that they're implementing, I think, in their trucks first. It's not going to be in all Fords, but it's strictly in their trucks. They released patents for the camera systems. The systems will read your pupils, and if they're too far dilated or whatever, the vehicle won't let you shift it into gear and drive. You cannot drive the vehicle if the vehicle feels that you are if you're too impaired, the vehicle will not let you drive. Well, the downside of that is if you're at a job site and a person gets injured and you got to jump in the company truck that just so happens to be a brand new Ford and take your injured coworker to the hospital and you're freaking out because he's fixing to lose an arm or a leg, the vehicle will say that you're unsafe to drive and won't let you put in gear. That's the big debacle about most of it.
Yeah, because I mean, your pupils dilate for a lot of reasons, not just because you're drunk.
Like I said, there are patents out for it. You can look them up. That is where I failed. I did not look up the patents. There's probably more in-depthness to it. And like I said, this is brand new news this week that has come out. And a lot of you have probably already seen some of the videos talking about it. But supposedly the cameras also have 2 lip reading sensors. One detects the movement of your mouth and reads your lips pretty much as a person would. The other one picks up the vibrations off your lips to better distinguish your words. And they declare it to give you ads better suited for you. Like our phones don't listen to us enough and do the exact same stuff.
I mean, that was put out since right after 9/11 with the Patriot Act. Thanks,
Yes.
George Bush.
But what else is it? Also, whenever it scans your face and runs your face, it apparently runs your face through a police data bank to figure out if you've been in any kind of trouble here lately. And people are wondering if that's too much of an overreach into your personal life. If a vehicle can determine whether you can or can't drive because you have an outstanding parking ticket and now there's a warrant out for your arrest because you forgot about it and failed to appear in court, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And they can 100% do that because at this point it's not ownership, you're essentially leasing a car.
Yes. I mean, anytime a manufacturer or the government tells you can't drive, that no longer makes that piece of equipment yours. That belongs to someone else and you're just paying the bill for somebody else's stuff.
Right. And I mean, back to the whole, it'll run a background check. I've run thousands and thousands of 4473s, which is a background check when you're buying a weapon.
Yep.
You will be denied ownership of a weapon if you go out of state, get a speeding ticket or parking ticket or anything. Let's say you're in Alaska. You get a parking ticket or a speeding ticket up there. You have no desire to go back to Alaska.
Yeah.
It's the furthest state away from you. You ain't going back. It's fine, whatever. Well, they put out a bench warrant if you don't pay for it. Well, you gotta pay that shit.
That or you sacrifice your right to bear arms.
Yeah. Just small shit like that. And I'm sure that if they want to, they can just brick your truck.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all been in the car by ourselves or with other people and said things about something you hear on the radio, talking about politics, about businesses, and I mean, how many times have any of us gotten on one of our vehicles and all of a sudden your check engine light comes on, you're like, oh, this raggedy piece of crap. And you just bash the entire company because your vehicle now has a check engine light. And it's something simple, it's something common. But you get irritated with it. I mean, who's to say they don't start doing stuff because of that? Oh,
Right.
you want to bash our company? Because at that point, and as me being a mechanic, I see it all the time. I'm not going to say people judge you off of what you drive and buy, but there is a huge debacle, and anybody out there knows this, between vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the best? Who's the worst? Who's crap? Who's good? Da 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 da. And guys I work with, great group of guys, funny as could be, and I'm talking, they will bash one another for driving certain brand trucks.
Yeah.
Whether it be Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, Nissan, Honda, whatever. They will bash everybody. Just, I mean, it's all love and fun.
Right. Because, I mean, hell, all of them now, they each have their own problems. Each one has pros and cons.
Yep.
And, hell, nowadays, you can't even work on your own shit anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
You gotta be a damn near computer engineer to work on it.
just about look at Dodge. I have a Snap-on Soul Scanner. And anything made by, I'll say Chrysler, because Chrysler's technically the head of all of it.
Right.
Chrysler vehicles, whether it be a Chrysler 300, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a Ram 2500, a Dodge Challenger, anything 2018 and newer, I have to have Dodge's specific programming in order to even look into the computer system. It literally turns my $1,000 scanner into a $20 code reader that you pick up at the hardware store. Like, I paid good money for these tools, and now the manufacturer essentially screws me from being able to look at their stuff because they want me to purchase more from them.
Right. They put it behind a paywall.
Yeah.
It's just like, nah. It's insane how all these companies do.
But that's just one of the things that car companies do. And when I worked at a dealership, I didn't notice it as bad. But again, I was at a dealership. I had access to all that company's software to look at whatever I needed to on just about anything. There's an online company called AllData. It has all the specs and everything else you need for any car manufacturer from probably, I think the furthest I looked back at it was like 1970s, but I think they run further. And they go all the way up to the newest stuff of every make and model. But you have to go in there and you have to pay for your subscription, just to buy like anything else these days. You have to be subscribed to it. And when I left there and I swapped over into being a diesel mechanic, and essentially the shop I was at wasn't a dealer of any brand. It would be considered a mom and pop shop, even though it's as big of a company as what it is. And that's what the dealerships want to weed out. They want to get rid of all your shade tree, your mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Because anytime the warranty expires on a vehicle and they quit going back to the dealership and start going to these mom and pop shops, that's the dealership losing money.
Yes.
That's the same as companies getting rid of the motors and transmissions that worked. I mean, any person that's ever owned a diesel vehicle will tell you that the old school 7.3 Power Strokes built in the 80s and 90s, I do believe.
I believe so.
Are one of the best diesel trucks on the market. Those things will run for ages and never give you a minute's notice.
Yep.
And Ford just outright said, nope, goodbye, gone. Here's a brand new 6.0 Power Stroke. It blows the head off of it every 50,000 miles unless you spend another $30,000 bulletproofing the motor.
Yeah.
Who wants to spend 70 grand on a truck and in turn have to spend another 30,000? And this is I'm not talking about the high-end luxury side of it and everything else. This is somebody's just plain Jane work truck, common roofer, construction worker, landscaper, plumber, electrician, whoever bought this truck to haul his equipment and materials around to do his day-to-day work. And now he spent $70,000 on the truck, and now he has to go back and spend another $30,000 to make sure the motor's going to hold up.
Oh, yeah.
And not crap out on him when he's 2 miles from the house trying to get to a job.
And that's what they do. I mean, you have what they claim is innovation. I don't see it as that, like you were talking about. I mean, it's killing shade tree mechanics. I mean, you're not working on your own shit anymore.
Yeah.
Hardly ever. And I mean, you've worked in dealership. I worked in a dealership. You worked in the mechanic side. I was on the sales side. Granted, not very long. I hated that job.
Oh, yeah. You called me one day right before you quit, and you were like, I'm fixing to shove my head through this computer screen. I'm tired of sitting here.
Yeah. Because I would sit there all day, and it was essentially cold calling. It's not necessarily cold calling, but it is. You'd have leads of people looking at cars, and that goes from, if I go to a dealership's website right now, it's going to ask for my information, phone number, all that stuff, to look at everything. The next day, I will get a call from that dealership.
Yep.
Because they're like, oh, you're interested. No, not necessarily. I'm just dicking around on the computer.
Yeah.
And there was so many. People get pissed off at me calling. I'm like, dude, this is my job.
Yeah, you're just trying to do your job.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry for calling. I really don't want to call you. And you'd have a lot of pressure of upper management. Well, what happened with that sale? They weren't looking.
Yeah, there was no sale.
There was nothing. Like, what do you mean?
Me
so
personally,
like, you got a lot of that, and they try to push people to buy a car every 3 years. The average person is not doing that.
Yeah, no. The middle class, working class folk cannot afford, especially with the prices that they are now, cannot afford to buy a car every 3 years.
No. That is not average. I don't know where you get your numbers on that, but that is not average of people.
But something I heard whenever I was working at a dealership, the salesman and the seller cars do not keep the dealership afloat. It is the mechanic side and it's the upsells on warranties and all the other bull crap a salesman talks you into buying.
100%.
That helps keep it. And then it's the mechanic's job to do their job right, do their job good, and keep the customer as happy as possible. Because when I worked at a dealership, I started out hourly pay. COVID hit. In order to keep my job, they gave me an ultimatum. It wasn't presented that way, but whenever word come around, we figured out what it was.
Yeah.
But it was me and 3 other guys left on the lube rack after they'd fired our part-time guys. And they said, hey, if you have the opportunity to go commission, would you? I said yes. A good friend of mine that I worked there with at the time said no. Another guy said yeah. Another guy said no. They called the other 2 guys and said no in one by one, fired them on the spot. But I mean, it was COVID. We were considered essential employees. We had to go to work. The downside to it is all the guys that I know got fired because they were drawing unemployment for that entire time and got their stimulus checks. They come back with thousands in the bank account. Me and the other 4 guys in my shop literally were throwing change in a fish bowl to walk across to the Save-A-Lot, buy almost expired stale bread.
Yeah.
the cheapest ham and mayonnaise and peanut butter and jelly you could find, make sandwiches.
Yeah.
Me and one of my coworkers were sitting in the shop. We had no bread. We had no money. And it was a Tuesday. We're 3 days away from payday.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hey man, what are we going to do for lunch? I remembered I had a pack of saltine crackers in my toolbox.
Yeah.
I went and grabbed these saltines. I was like, we have saltines, peanut butter, and jelly. That's all we got, dude. And so we're sitting here putting peanut butter and jelly on crackers, getting ready to eat. And our GM come out and he was like, what is this, snack time? We're like, no, this is our lunch.
This is our lunch. This is all we have.
And he was like, we pay y'all. I was like, we're commissioned. We haven't had a car in the past 4 hours. We're not making money.
Yeah.
I said, this is our lunch. We have no money to go buy anything. And he just looked at us like we were dumb and walked away.
What a dick.
I was...
What a dick.
I said... I wasn't as nice when I said it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I was also hungry eating saltine crackers with peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, that makes somebody mad.
In the heat of the summer? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Wrong time, wrong place, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that was my boss, and I did get a little rude, I will say. But, I mean, it was fair.
Some people need to get it.
This man's on and I mean, I'm not blaming him for it, but he's on salary.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's doing anything or not, he's getting paid.
Yeah.
And for anybody out there watching, if you don't know what commission is and is also considered flat rate, is where in a mechanical field, if you're not turning a wrench on a job, you're not making money. And also to add to that, the job pays for X amount of hours. I'll put it like this. At the company I worked for, an oil change and tire rotation paid 0.3 of an hour a piece. So if I'd done an oil change and a tire rotation, I made just over a half hour's worth of work. If I can get the work done in less than a half hour, I make money. If it takes me an hour to do the job, I lose money. And a lot of companies, especially your dealerships, beg for their guys to go flat rate because if they don't, or if they can't get the job done in a fast enough time, the dealership makes money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
The mechanic doesn't make anything extra. There's a lot of give and take there. It forces your guys in the shop to work harder, work faster, but also there's a fine line there. The faster your guys work, the more mistakes they're liable to make.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to meet deadlines. I've
worked with a lot of great guys. When I had the work coming in, I made money.
Mm-hmm.
But I still know guys that are at that very same shop that, granted, COVID and everything's over with now, they barely turn 30 hours a week because of the workflow in the shop.
Right.
That's just the way it is. They're there 55 hours, and they're only getting paid for 30 hours worth of work because that's all they turn.
Yeah.
But the diesel shop I went to, I worked with some amazing guys there. Those guys were turning 45, 50-hour weeks, making 80, 90-hour paychecks on flat rate. They were making money. But it's all in how the person works. Some people were never cut out to go flat rate.
No.
And that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not fast enough. They're not good enough. They don't trust themselves enough.
Yeah.
And once you it's like anything else, there's a learning curve to it. Once you learn the curve and you figure it out, you can turn around and make money with it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of shops that have actually gone to doing a flat rate hourly duo.
Yeah.
So, and my last job, that's kind of what they done. They did what they call a draw check.
Mm-hmm.
Every mechanic that was on flat rate chose whether he wanted to be paid $12 or $15 an hour hourly. So
Yeah.
every week, for every hour he clocked in and out, he would get paid that $12, $15. Well, at the end of the month, for all the hours he turned across the month, commission-wise, he was paid like $31, $32. And they would hold out of his check the $15 an hour he got paid for the other 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 smaller checks, and then you get a big check at the end of the month.
Right.
And for most people, if you set your bills up right, when most of your bills are due at the end of the month, big check pays for everything. Your next 3 checks are saves or go towards whatever else you want them to go to.
Right.
But a lot of shops have done that because mechanicking has become such a competition job.
Mm-hmm.
And there are fewer and fewer people. I talk to people every day, and they find out I'm a mechanic. Hey, man, want a job? Hey, man, want a job?
Mm-hmm.
And I could leave my job today and have another job on Monday.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And
I mean, there's people always looking.
it's a sad reality for most mechanics, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
Because, especially like at a dealership, okay, you do the oil change and tire rotation. Well, most companies have a multi-point inspection they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see some problem areas, you're just trying to help somebody out. Hey, man, I see your tires are getting low on tread. I see your brake pads are wearing out real bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed you have an oil leak. Just simple stuff that most people just kind of ignore for the time being.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I've noticed all this stuff. Would you like me to go ahead and fix this for you today or head out the door? And people are like, oh, the mechanic's trying to rip me off. The mechanic's trying to rip me off.
Right.
No, he's not. He's looking out for the safety of you and your family and your vehicles.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying all mechanics because I do know.
Yeah, I mean, there's some out there that will fuck you over.
I do know there are some that'll be like, oh, yeah, I did all this work. I did this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a friend of mine back a couple months ago. He took his truck to a shop. They did mile-long list of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Charged him a couple $100. I might say a couple, probably close to $1,000, if not a little more.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I didn't realize my truck was in that bad of shape. And I was like, well, let's walk out here and look at what they done. I'm looking around. I'm like, bro, they didn't do half of what they told you they done.
Mm-hmm.
I said, nothing here is different. I was like, because I looked at your truck before you took it to the shop. The only reason I didn't do your work is because I don't have the time or the place to do it.
Right.
And he was furious. I mean, as he should be.
100%.
But you do have those bad mechanics, those bad shops that do stuff like that to you.
You got bad people in every profession. I mean, you got some damn good ones that they're a damn good example of what should happen.
Yeah.
And then you got some sour people that just they're a prime example of what not to be.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just shit.
But and like another thing, like at the dealerships, a lot of times when a mechanic is pushing to try and get work done, it's not that he's trying to rip you off and rip you a new one. It's the fact that he's hurting on work.
Mm-hmm.
He has no money coming in, and he's trying to sell to make more hours.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just get a crappy salesperson or service writer that they don't really feel like selling the work, or they, no matter what it is, it always falls back. It's the mechanic's fault. Mechanic didn't do this. Mechanic didn't do that. And granted, I know a lot of mechanics that they're like, and I've ran into the same situation. Parts didn't order my stuff. Parts ordered me the wrong stuff. Well, it plays all 3 ways. And a lot of folks don't like to take the blame.
Mm-hmm.
The company I worked for when I was out of dealership, right before I left, had integrated this new computerized system. Well, the downside to that is I had to download an app to my personal cell phone. Did not get extra money because I had to use my phone to do this job.
Mm-hmm.
My multi-point inspection was on the phone. Had to turn around, go in there, do all like if I found, say, the valve covers were leaking plus the oil pan was leaking, I could only mark one or the other. I couldn't mark both. But I could go down the comments and put found valve covers leaking plus oil pan leaking. Need gaskets for both. When I complete it and submit it, it goes to parts. Parts is supposed to look through, see what all I failed, what all I'm looking at, and go ahead and get a price point on everything. Well, then they turn around and once they submit theirs, it goes back to the service writer. The service writer then takes their little handy dandy tablet they got and shows the customer everything that they need.
Right.
Well, if your parts personnel's busy and they don't read all your comments, they just see, oh, valve covers. So they price up valve cover gaskets. A job that should cost roughly $50 to $60 in parts for valve cover and oil pan gasket. And another hour and a half, 2 hours in labor is now marked at $20 for the valve cover gasket, an hour for the job itself. And so the mechanic gets undercut because they didn't sell the oil pan that also needed to be repaired too. And then when the customer comes back in 3 weeks, I'm still losing oil. It's the mechanic's fault because he didn't do something, all because someone else didn't read his comments.
Right.
And it's, like I said, it's a lot of back and forth, but the dealerships are trying to weed out the little man to bring all the money back home.
Right.
Yeah, because we done went way down the rabbit hole and got off topic. But that's essentially their reason for all of it.
Right.
I mean, we all know the United States is just completely about a dollar. Whether it is corporate, government, local politicians.
That's what it all boils down to.
Everything is about a dollar.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference who you are, what you do. The American society runs off a dollar bill.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate downside of it. It is the best system out there. But no matter what kind of system you have, humans are shit. Oh, yeah. And that's what ruins it. You have greed with it. That's what it all boils down to.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. And I've talked to people about like the whole communism debates and shit. That's always funny as shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, on paper, communism's great. It's 100. It is the perfect government. The problem is people suck. People fucking suck, and that's what ruins it.
Any major politician or not influencer, not politician, but a government like personnel. Will tell you that, yes, communism is amazing on paper.
Oh, yeah.
But then when you get that group of people up there at the top, they instantly know it, and they say everything they say now is law.
Yeah, power corrupts.
There's no debate. There's no debacle. It is what we say goes. If you don't like it, we will either kill you or send you elsewhere.
Yeah, and it's happened time and time again. And like it or not, capitalism is the best system. Again, you still have issues. Greed's a major issue, but I'd much rather have that than bread lines.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Because, I mean, I saw a video back forever ago talking about this. I think it was whenever the Venezuela incident was going down. They were like, look at all this. The Venezuela's economy was booming. Oil strikes everywhere. This and that and the other. Da 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 da. They were doing fantastic. Converted to communism, and the government shut down all the drilling, shut down this, shut down that. and then it literally killed their entire economy.
Oh yeah.
Except for who were already wealthy. They flourished even more because you're stealing the money from the little man.
Yeah, they just kept getting richer.
And it was just, you can look back at, like I said, Venezuela, China, the USSR, Cuba, North Korea, Vietnam, any communism country, the little man suffers the most.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of folks don't realize how far down the ladder they actually sit. And kind of like what we were talking about earlier, you have these kind of highfalutin folks that think they're above all, that support trying to go communism because they think that they're in that next bracket.
Yeah.
And they're not.
They're nowhere near it.
Yeah. They're, like you said, nowhere near it. They'll never be near it in their entire life. And what age did you start working? What age did you start working?
I was doing odd jobs around 15, 16. And I was in the actual field at 18.
Yeah. So,
high school.
Same as me, odd end jobs because we're not old enough to work. You could literally start saving 50% of every dollar you ever make at the age of 15 and work till you were 45 and 50. And you still would not be in the next bracket in order to survive a communist culture.
No. Not at all.
And that's going off of from the moment you're 15 to 45 or 50.
And you're saving everything.
And you're in a capitalist country. And then it switches over to communism. It would wreck your entire world.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because all these savings and everything you've already gathered, the government goes, nope, that's mine now. You now have to share that with your 75,000 other neighbors that haven't done half of what you've done to get to where you are.
Right.
And now all of you are on equal level, the very bottom dirt floor. So all these people you've done stepped on, talked down to because you thought you were better. And
I was wondering whose that was.
that was mine. I've lost my train of thought.
All the people you stepped on.
Oh yeah,
you're better.
all the people you talked about down to.
Yeah.
Oh, you're definitely no better than them.
Yeah, you're right in the same boat at that point.
Now, at that point, now you need those folks, and because of all the hate and evil and damage you've done to them over the years, you think they've got your back?
No.
They're fixing to cast you aside like you have leprosy. They will have absolutely nothing to do with you.
100%. 100%. But it is, I don't know, that's always a crazy debate that I'll hear people talk about.
That'll be another, we'll have to chase that rabbit a little further another day. We'll have to commit an entire
episode on that.
We might have to put a backdrop up here and have like a little full-fledged like little PowerPoint.
Ooh, hell yeah. I think I had a projector somewhere. I can have a little remote.
There you go. Well, I mean, we got the room, we got the setup for it.
Yeah, I mean, we can put it right there.
Yeah. It'd be good.
Won't push the button.
There you go. I'd be in the middle of trying to read a slide and you push the button like 5 times. Devin, you lose button privileges.
I keep 2 buttons. I have a spare.
But anyways, guys, that's the end of the episode for today. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and hanging out.
Y'all make sure like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube and Facebook and all the whatnot. We're gonna try to get some clips on TikTok and
here soon, hopefully.
All that shit.
But yeah, y'all just keep doing what y'all do. Comment on the videos, shoot us a message on Facebook, email us. Tell us what y'all want us to talk about. It works a lot better whenever we hear back from y'all.
Yeah, we like hearing suggestions and all that. It's always fun.
Because there are plenty of days that we're like, man, what do we need to talk about? We have nothing to think about, to talk about. Like, it'll be like the day before we're supposed to do an episode.
Sometimes it's the day.
Yeah, sometimes we're literally sitting here
Sometimes it
waiting
is
to
the
hit start
day.
and be like, so what do you want to talk about? But y'all, please send in your recommendations. We want to hear what y'all want to talk about. We want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. And we'll go from there. But till then, we'll see y'all in the next one.
Yeah, doses.
Peace.